What's up, everybody? It's your boy Bookit with Trent, and we're back on the Morning Yap Show in the comfort of my beautiful backyard. Finally, the pool does not look like fucking rotten avocado green. We got the pool guy over here. We hit some bets, and we got him over here to clean that shit up. Thank fuck. It's Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Guys, just a reminder, I'm going on a family trip tomorrow to Belize. I'm going with my girlfriend and her entire family, actually, to Belize. I don't even know where the fuck that is on a map or what country. I think it's Central America. Honestly, couldn't fucking tell you. But I'm excited. I'm thrilled. Her parents are both retired, so they travel literally everywhere, and they were nice enough to include me this time. So let's fucking go. Really excited for that, but that means a whole week of no prize picks, which is, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have Shelly place all my shit or something. And no TVs, dude. Thank fuck for Wi-Fi, I heard. But yeah, no TVs during NBA playoffs, bro. What am I gonna fucking do? I guess I'm in Belize, so I shouldn't be complaining. But dude, yesterday was boring as shit. Holy fuck, dude. There were 2 MLB games on, and one of them gets rained out, I fucking bet. So I was sitting around twiddling my thumbs until 8 o'clock, until this fucking Giants D-backs game start. Put 500 on the D-backs 2 minutes before the first pitch. Yeah, that shit was a donation, bro. Logan Webb was dialed the fuck in. I needed something to kill the time, though. So donated $500 for no fucking reason on the D-backs last night. But we got a beautiful slate today. Big weekend ahead. NBA playoffs are starting up with these play-in games. And we got baseball back as well. And NHL playoffs starting up too. It's about to be one of my favorite times of the year as a fucking airplane is flying right over my head, it sounds like. One of my favorite times of the year. I love this shit. You got playoff hockey, playoff basketball, baseball going on as well. But once we get past those playoffs, it's absolute fucking piss every single day. Everybody bitching about the dog days of summer. Honestly, it's one of my favorite times of the year as well, but the 2-3 game slates are where it kills you. But minimal yappage today. Not too much has happened the last few days. My DMs have been pretty quiet considering the lack of games to bet on and shit to curse. I did wake up to a nice $500 wager cashing. Shout out the KBO Sharp Krabs himself for the, what did I bet on? Oh, the Dujin Bears, dude. They won 19-8, bro. I woke up this morning, wiped crust out of my eyes, checked phone, saw that shit, and was so bricked up. So let's go. Thank you, Krabs, for that winner. I've got some plays for you on the Friday slate today. I've also got NBA playoff futures bets that I'm nuking. And then I've also got a different type of mail time today. I tweeted out, asked me some questions on the Yap, so I'll answer them. So grab your Yappuccinos. Let's get surgical here and craft up some whales. I've got 6 plays for you. Cheers to the Yappuccinos. Fire. Dude, this morning at Starbucks, I'm in the drive-thru, and I pull up, and the girl at the window, I know like everybody there because I go all the time, but I hadn't seen this girl before, and she looks at me, and I'm like giving her my phone to scan, and she goes, "Guess what? I passed my MBA exam." And I was just like, what the fuck? It's way too early for this shit right now. Congrats. I was so caught off guard, dude. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, 6 winners, 6-man prize picks entry, 4 baseball plays, 2 NBA play-in donkeys. Let's get right to it. Reds money line against the Angels today. 2-unit maxer. Nick Lodolo day today. The Angels, they strike out a fuck ton. They've actually been playing pretty solid ball, and Mike Trout might fuck around and win MVP. But it's Nick Lodolo day. And Nick Lodolo's probably going to have a billion strikeouts. Coming off a 10 strikeout game in his last outing. Former goat whale, of course. Former TCU Frog. We lived in the same building together when I was at TCU. But that's not why I'm betting on it. We're betting on it because Lodolo is fucking him. And the Angels coming off a series in Tampa, going to Cincinnati. I just think it's a whole lot of movement for the Angels. I think the Reds are kind of locked in. They're playing good ball also, but Nick Lodolo is the factor here. We're taking the Reds. It's fucking Lodolo day, boys. For play number 2, I'm taking a shot in the dark here. betting a team that you will never hardly see me bet on. And I've got their jersey on right now. The fucking White Sox. We're fading the Phillies, and we're taking White Sox plus 1.5. I think they have a chance to win this game with Crochet on the bump, who's actually a fucking stud. But I'm tired of giving you guys Dodgers, Braves, Astros, and I want to be different a little bit, and I want to test my sharpness here. So I'm taking a rat shit organization, a plus chicky dog. Was too scared to take the money line. So we're taking the run line at plus 1.5. It's still minus 130, and so that works. Lay a little bit of juice. But yeah, this is just a little test in the waters, okay? You guys know I'm scared shitless of underdogs. But we're going to try it out, all right? So that's going to be a 1 unit Johnson, because who the fuck bets on the White Sox, all right? But we're doing it today. For play number 3, dude, the totals have been absolutely killing my bankroll, bro, in baseball. But I have a great feeling that this A's-Guardians game is going to soar the fuck over. Tristan McKenzie, kind of a turk tosser. Has not looked great to start the year. I've backed him both times, and he's both shit the bed twice. But we're facing the Guardians are facing the A's today. The Guardians' offense has looked pretty solid. And Jose Ramirez, top 6 in RBIs in the whole fucking league, bro, I bet. And we're going to be backing him in our prize picks later, though. Hold on. But there's going to be a lot of runs in this game. I forget who's pitching for the A's, but it's a fucking sneak tosser as well. Oh, Boyle. Yeah. Jay Boyle for the A's and Tristan McKenzie. That sounds like an 8-5 finish for that 8.5 total. So let's get some runs in Cleveland today. We need that for our third play. And for the fourth play, you could tail this or not. I don't give a fuck, but I have a problem. It's the Braves and Dodgers 2-piece money line whaler, all right? I told you I didn't want to do it. That's why I gave you the White Sox, all right? So give me a break. We're betting on the White Sox. Let me bet on the fucking Braves and Dodgers, okay? I just had to. Get that out of my system. We got Yoshi on the bump against the Mets in the Corpus series of the weekend. And then we got the Braves and Rangers. We got Chris Sale on the bump for the Braves. So, and the Braves are minus 200, which is pretty telling. But Andrew Heaney on the bump for the Rangers. He tosses Turks. Holy splooger in the back, bro. This little robot loves just spraying everybody in sight. Don't do that shit to me right now, please. All right, yeah, so I have a fucking problem. Braves, Dodgers, ML. Let's run it. All right, 2 NBA whales. I'm nuking them. I went 3-1 in the NBA play-ins for the first slate of the play-ins, and I'm going to sweep the board again, 2-0. Heat were a max. Bulls were a max. I faded the Lakers. That was a fucking dono. But the Kings were a max against the Warriors. And so today, let's start with the first game of the night. I think that's the Bulls and Heat game. We're taking the plus chicken Bulls, fellas. I think this line's pretty weird, especially with Jimmy Butler not playing and the Bulls are still plus chick for how good they looked against the Hawks. Dude, what's his name? Kobe White is actually a fucking dog. Not even just DeRozan, who I was slurping all last episode. Kobe White is him, dude. Holy shit, he had a fucking game last game. We're running with the Bulls again, boys. Fuck the Miami Heat. The Bulls have been respecting my coin, and we're riding with them tonight against the Heat to advance into the playoffs. In the next game, whoever wins this game is going to end up getting swept by OKC. So, you know, this game I wouldn't say is nearly as important because OKC is going to fucking dick them down. But it's got to be the Sacramento Kings, boys. We're lighting the fucking beam. We're lighting the beam. The Pelicans with no Zion. Ingram in big games. I learned this from Mikey Overs, and he was 100% right. Soft as baby shit, bro. But we're going to be fucking backing his points. However, wait, actually, no, hold on. I need to change my prize picks. We're not taking Brandon Ingram points. We're not taking Brandon Ingram. We're going back to DeRozan. We'll get there in a sec. My B-boys. We're riding with the fucking Kings tonight. All right, we're lighting the beam. Sabonis, Fox, all the boys are going to be fired up tonight. I'm not sold on this Pelicans team. They're really dependent on Zion, especially in that last game. And when he went down, it was over from there. It was wraps. It never had a chance. So no Zion tonight's huge for the Pellies. We're fading the fuck out of them. We're going with Kings money line. Kings and Bulls, both my NBA plays. My MLB plays, Reds money line, White Sox money line, Guardians over, Braves Dodgers money line 2-piece, Whaler. All All right, so those are the plays today. Quick prize picks entry, and then I'm going to answer some questions from the Twitter. Leg number 1, Jose Ramirez fantasy score. He is number 6 in all of baseball in RBIs, which is fucking just blows my mind. I'm so mad about it. But he's killing the ball right now. He's seeing it well. I expect him to, if not get a hit or two, at least walk, maybe steal. But when there's guys on base, he doesn't have a tight butthole anymore like he did last year when I had $10,000 on him. Tight butthole syndrome, gone for Jose. So we'll see how he does today. Over 8 fantasy score. You're going to see Acuna fantasy in my prize picks entries all summer long, boys. He's just so green. And he does it all, bro. He walks, he steals, he scores, he just causes ruckus on the base paths. Not to mention he's him at the plate. You know, he finally hit his first home run. Hopefully he can capitalize on that and keep his momentum going at the plate. But Acuna fantasy, Jose fantasy. De'Aaron Fox assists, one of my favorite wagons in the NBA. We're riding it. Over 6 assists. And DeRozan points. He didn't hit last game, I know, but Kobe White kind of took over that whole game. DeRozan didn't have to do much. I expect that to be different tonight. Despite this game being incredibly low with the total, someone's got to put ball in basket for the Bulls. It's going to be DeRozan. All right, we need DeRozan to take the fuck over tonight, like he always does in the fourth. Last 2 legs, both pitcher Ks. We're going with Crochet Ks on the White Sox. He's a stud, over 6.5. And we're going with Yoshi K's on the Dodgers against the New York Mets tonight. The Mets strike out a fuck ton. We need 7 from Yoshi. But that's a pretty surgical prize picks entry. I'm not going to lie. Jose Ramirez, Ronald Acuna, De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, Yoshi, and Crochet. Love that 6-man. Let me tell you guys my NBA playoff futures bets, and then I'll do the mail time. But these are for the first round of the NBA playoffs series futures bets. For the first one, let's go to the Suns T-Wolves series. This is going to be a fantastic series to watch. And I think it's really interesting, considering how much of a wagon the T-Wolves have been and how kind of mid the Suns have been, that the Suns are minus 130 to win this series. I'm going with the fucking Phoenix Suns. You know I love the Suns, and you know they respect my coin, and I pick my spots very well on when to pick them. But I just think the experience, even despite the lack of depth for the Suns, the experience will outweigh that. Beal, fucking Booker, and Durant. 3 guys who have been here before, vets in this league, some of the best players in this entire fucking league. I just think they're built for this shit. I do. I think the T-Wolves are slightly fraudulent. We've seen that over the past couple of years with them. I'm not too worried about them. 2 units on the Phoenix Suns and Kevin Durant, Devin Booker to beat the T-Wolves in the first round. Book it. Next one, let's go to the Eastern Conference for a sec. I think it's pretty interesting also that this is a pick'em. The 2-seed Knicks versus the 7-seed 76ers is a pick'em. Everybody and their mothers is going to be nuking the new shiny toy Knicks with Brunson, but I just think that this line tells the story. Why are the 76ers a pick'em? They were favored for a moment. We're taking the 76ers. I'm fading everybody on the Knicks. I hate the Knicks. Knicks do not respect my coin. Knicks fans are going to be splooging after they find this news out. But I'm taking the Sixers. I feel like I'm trying to be sharp here, but we'll see how it pans out. 76ers, they're beating the Knicks, bro. They're tough. They're gritty. Embiid's him. Who's going to be stopping Embiid, bro? Come on. Next series in the Eastern Conference, the Bucks versus Pacers. The Pacers are favored to win this series, which is pretty crazy. I'm not buying it, though. I still think the Bucks figure this shit out, despite them looking absolutely horrendous to end the season. Losing 4 games in a row as double-digit favorites. I've never even seen that before. But I think they figure it out. They've been here before. They've got guys with experience. They got Lillard. They acquired Lillard in the offseason literally to fucking have himself a series in the playoffs and get over the hump that they've been in the last couple of years and get back to the finals. That's why they brought Lillard here. And despite them being underdogs in this series, I'm not buying it. I think the Pacers are fake sharp. It is a bad matchup for the Bucks, but I still think they get it done. It's probably going to go 7 games. But how can you bet against Giannis, bro? Who the fuck's guarding Giannis? Miles Turner? I fucking bet, dude. Halabozo is going to have 4 points, 12 assists every series, and he's just going to be the inconsistent fucker that he always is. But one thing you can always bet on is Giannis to just fucking grub. And so I'm going to be grubbing with Giannis and fading the fuck out of the Pacers. And last but not least, I'm not nearly as confident in this bet as I once was throughout the season. But I'm doing it because I fucking hate the Dallas Mavericks. I'm nuking the Clippers to beat the Mavericks in round 1, and they're dogs. Help me understand why the Clippers are underdogs in this series, but they have a better chance at winning the NBA Finals than the Mavs do, according to DraftKings. How does that fucking make sense? The Clippers are plus 1,200 to win the Finals. The Mavs are plus 1,600, but the Clippers are plus chicken to win this series. I'm sorry, what? Anyways, fuck the Mavericks, dude. I ain't buying in. The Clippers have so many unanswered questions, but I don't care. Give me Paul George and Harden. All right, this could be an absolute donation. If you would have asked me 2 months ago, I would have said this would be a $5,000 wager. I can't do that right now. The Clippers just have so many unanswered questions, and I really, truly don't even know if they want it anymore. And if they lose this series, who the fuck knows what's going to happen with the organization, especially going into a new stadium next year. It's safe to say OKC won the fuck out of that trade, because if they don't win the Finals this year, they're probably blowing the squad up. And that was the window they had with Paul George and Kawhi and Harden to get a championship. And if they lose this series, I mean, OKC with the fleece job of the century. So those are my series bets, futures, NBA playoffs round 1. And of course, $1,000 on OKC to win the Finals, to win $17,000. Wouldn't that be something if that smacked? All right, that's my little yap sesh for all my plays. Let me answer a couple questions and get you guys out of here, because I got to start packing for my trip that I'm about to leave on later. But let's go look at some questions. Someone asked me, what does the amount 1 section of Prize Picks say for you? Obviously aware this isn't profit, just curious how big that number is. Thank you, Elliot, for the question. My amount 1 on Prize Picks shows $1.6 million. Yeah, it's safe to say that I don't have that $1.6 million. GG. But I've been on Prize Picks for like 4 years now, okay? It's just accumulated over time. I've definitely cashed out a good amount of coin on Prize Picks. Definitely donated way more. So that 1.61, there's a lot more that's been lost, okay? So don't let that fool you. Let's see here. Do you try to genuinely win bets, or do you know that you are the fade god? There's never been a time where I'm like, I need to pick the opposite here, and I'm praying I lose. Never been a time. All of this has been real, raw, genuine fucking content. Unless I'm purposely trying to curse somebody, no, I'm always trying to win. Yo, what's good, Trent? This is from Bar Wars Bag. A lot of people aren't familiar with your origin. Can we get a villain origin story on you, or are you just an industry plant? How do you have money for food? Do you owe any loan sharks? No, I don't owe any loan sharks. How do I have money for food? Dude, come on, man. I mean, a lot of people are asking, how did you start Bookit? All right, I can explain that. Shout out Lifelong Brown for asking that question. I started Bookit when I was in college. My roommate was a degenerate gambler, and I had never really been into dipping my toes into those waters. But I just saw how much more fun and interactive it was watching the game when there was money on the line. And it wasn't legal at the time yet. And so PASPA was lifted in 2018, and I was like, dude, this is going to change the way that we all watch sports. Like, there needs to be some sort of company or startup in this space to capitalize on sports betting, because it's going to be $1 trillion industry, and everybody's going to be obsessed with it. This was back in 2018. And I was like, I got to do something. And so I was just like sketching ideas out of what I could do in this industry. I was obsessed with social media, obsessed with sports, and starting to become obsessed with betting. And so how could I combine all of those 3 things into a company that I could bring into this industry? And so I was like, why isn't there a platform, an epicenter for degenerates like me who can come together and they can talk about plays, they can share picks, they can post picks, you can track your record, this, that, and the other. Why does that not exist? And so I went and talked to my TCU professors and was like, hey, I have this idea for like a social media app for sports bettors, kind of like Instagram, but just for sports betting. Do you think I should pursue it? And my professors, they didn't know anything about betting, but they knew a lot about sports and the industry, and they were like, dude, honestly, this is a pretty good idea. Like, I would tell you not to do it if I thought it was shitty. This is a good idea. And so I started fucking grinding my ass off in college. I started a Kickstarter campaign. I was literally on campus passing out fucking business cards to get people to Venmo me and donate to my Kickstarter, trying to get this app idea off the ground. And you know what's crazy? I totally forgot about this story. I started a Kickstarter, raised $25,000 all by myself in a fucking Kickstarter campaign. On the last day of the campaign, Kickstarter shuts it down, gives everybody their money back. I'm sitting there with $0, a bagel. I'm like, and all this happened while I'm literally about to get on stage and pitch in front of 4 very large investors at a pitch competition. Right before I'm about to get on stage, I get a text from somebody saying, hey, I think your Kickstarter got fucking flagged and removed. And so I'm shaking, about to get on this fucking stage, bro. Holy shit, I'm literally, my blood's boiling right now thinking about that situation. Anyways, lost all that money. All that work went out the door for no reason, which had me in rat shit. I was in quail. And so basically, called up a friend, close family friend of mine who's really wealthy, and told her my situation. And I simply asked her, would you be willing to invest in my company? Here's everything I've got on a pitch deck, blah, 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 the numbers, the idea, whatever. And she was like, fuck it, I'm sold. Here's $50K. I was like, holy shit, no way. So I got $50K to get my feet off the ground, gave her some equity, and that's basically what started me developing a mobile app for sports bettors. And then I hired a chief of product who just didn't really fucking listen to me and my vision. And it was so frustrating. And I had all these ideas to make the perfect fucking social media epicenter for sports gamblers. And she would try to just push me in one different direction, the other. It'll take 4 months to do this. We should do this instead, whatever. Moral of the story, it didn't end up working out, and it was a huge bummer. It was a huge bummer, and it really fucking set me back because I had this fantastic vision. Now I'm seeing other companies starting to do the same shit as me. They're building my app, but better, and it was awful. I didn't know what to do. I honestly just almost quit because we got to a point where I couldn't develop the app any further, and shit just wasn't going to plan. And so we had to scrap the fucking app and pivot because it just wasn't going to how I thought my vision was. And I just think that if I had a different chief of product, things would have been way different. But it's in the past now. We had to pivot. I was at a point where I either quit and go get a corp-ass job, or I figure it the fuck out and make this shit work. And so I was like, okay, maybe there's apps being built right now that are better than ours, but there's no content in this space. There's no one making videos. There's no one that anyone's really opening their phone and going to fucking look at their betting videos right now. And so I just went on TikTok and started posting videos and making videos that people could relate to in sports betting, because we're all betting. We all go through the same fucking bullshit, bad beats, whatever. We all go through the same shit, but no one's making content about it except Barstool at the time. And so I just made a TikTok account, started making funny betting videos, and overnight popped off like crazy. I'm literally living in my mom's and dad's house, getting millions of views in my fucking basement. It was crazy, and that was basically what started it all, And if I would have changed my mind in that moment to just simply quit this and go work a corp job, I'd be devastated, because this is my fucking dream. I'm living my dream now, and I'm doing what I love, And that was always my goal. I knew very early on I was not gonna have a job. I was always gonna work for myself because I've had very good internships throughout my time in college, and every fucking time I had a boss, we just butted heads. And I'm a good guy. I never caused any fucking problems at work, but it was just like something with my ego maybe, I don't know. But I just like hated having a boss. And so I knew very early on I had to figure my shit out myself. And so basically, long story short, that's the goddamn fucking story of how it all started. I just yapped for an hour. Let me answer one more question and then I'm out of here because I just wasted so much time yapping. I have so many insane stories too that I could tell you guys about my journey as an entrepreneur. I'd love to share them with you, but this yap sesh is fucking way over time right now. Why am I the way that I am? I ask that every fucking day. Let me get one more good question. Most amount of money you've won in a day from Young Joey. Young Joey, it always goes back to that day at Circus Sportsbook when I won $40,000 fucking dollars on 2 Prize Picks entries. Never forget known Hall of Famer Cedric Mullins' last leg of this Prize Picks entry for $40,000. 0 fantasy score in the top of the 9th. He has to hit a home run or he can walk, steal, and score, or get a single, steal and score. But those are the only things that could happen because he needed 8 fantasy score. A double wouldn't have done it. An RB, like there was nobody on base, top of the 9th, whatever. So Cedric Mullins comes up, 0 fantasy points. He walks. I'm like, guys, hold on a second. They might send him. Next pitch, sends him. He's at 7 fantasy points. I need 9. I'm like, bro, we need a walk-off home run so Cedric can come home. I forget who it was on the Orioles who brought him home. Probably like Santander or some shit. Fucking single up the middle. Cedric Mullins scores the game-winning run. $40,000 hits the fucking account. I've never been more bricked. To this day, my best day gambling of all time. It was crazy, crazy. The craziest part about that, it was 2 slips to win $40,000. And Cedric Mullins was the last leg of the first entry for $20,000, and I chalked it. So I threw another Prize Picks entry, $2,000 to win 20, and that one ended up hitting 2. So that's how I ended up winning $40,000. Cedric with the tuck in, and then it was Julio Urias, RIP. I missed that fucker. Over strikeouts, last leg, boom, tucked me in. I'm done yapping. Holy shit. You guys got my 6 plays. You got my 6 Prize Picks entry, 6-man PP entry, my 5 NBA series winners. Fuck, dude. Chat, I'm going to miss you guys. A little longer yap sesh today because I'm going to be gone all week next week. No streams from me. No yap sessions from me. I will be posting them on Twitter, though, if I end up doing them in the morning while I'm in Belize. But no YouTube yaps for next week. No live streams for me. All the live streams will still be going on, though, by Krabs, Javon, Shelly, Mikey, Lauren. So make sure to tune into the Twitch channel, Bookit Sports. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support. We'll see you next week. Have a great week and a great weekend. Good luck on all your shit wagers. We'll be fucking seeing you.